I've now sailed Carnival Mardi Gras 3 times, and I don't think this ship is for everybody. Some things I absolutely loved, other things I would definitely do differently next time. So if you're trying to figure out if Carnival Mardi Gras is worth it, I'm going to go over what I absolutely loved, what I'd skip, and who I think this ship is really for. Let's get into it. Carnival Mardi Gras is, I believe, the first ship in the Carnival Excel series. So it was Mardi Gras, Celebration, and Jubilee, and it is a beautiful ship. But as with any Carnival cruise, it is definitely not just a family cruise, but a high energy experience, okay? Here's what I mean by that. On many cruise lines, I think the only cruise line I've personally gone on so far that didn't have a sail away party was Celebrity, but every cruise has a theme night. Disney, Royal Caribbean, and Carnival all have sail away parties, and all of them have some kind of theme night once a cruise and that kind of thing, but Carnival literally has a party every day. And another thing that Carnival shows does as well with their shows is they have more Mardi Gras has more shows than your average cruise ship. They will have some kind of big stage performance in the atrium area 3 or 4 nights of the cruise, and then they're gonna have 2 of their stage production shows and headliners in the theater. There's just a bunch going on, a lot of shows going on, and game shows. Carnival excels with game shows. In addition to that, so yeah, you've got the energy with the performances and the shows and the get-togethers and the Mardi Gras celebration and all that, but which is just like a higher volume than you would typically see on other ships. And as well, their daily schedule is jam-packed full of stuff over and above your everyday cruise line. It's energy, it's movement, it's fun. It is inclusive though. Carnival is not, in my experience, a cruise line where like it's not kid friendly. In fact, it's so kid friendly that has been one of the things that they've had to crack down on in recent years, is reining in how parents handle their children. If you want a quiet, relaxed getaway, unless you're just gonna be staying in your room and on the adult serenity deck 24/7, Carnival is not for you. But if you don't mind it, if you wanna relax and just have a good old time, you absolutely can. My family, we are just like basic travelers. We're not big partiers. I didn't club or anything like that. By and large, we're not drinkers or anything like that, but we love a good Carnival cruise because we'll have dinner, we'll find a lounge and we'll listen to music. I'll have my little root beer, coffee, or whatever. It's just a lot of fun. Here's what stood out to me on this cruise, and I mentioned the energy. What I absolutely loved about this cruise was the plethora of things to do and how interesting and fun they were. So they had afternoon tea in one of the main dining rooms, but you could go and you'd sit down, and I mean, it was nothing terribly fancy. They had like little scones and they had little biscuits, cakes. They had your basic Lipton tea and some green tea. I just saw like a couple people in there with their book and they were having tea, and that was so fun. They had a mobile library. I didn't do that this time, but they had pop-up library, and I love their pool games. I've never participated. I don't know that I ever will, but the pool game was just, it was so fun. Entertainment on the pool deck at least once a day. And I'm saying that because I wasn't paying like super close attention this time. On a sea day, you're probably going to have a couple of entertainment offerings on the pool deck, a game or something like that. Line dancing in the morning, a game in the mid-afternoon. They're gonna have a lot of activity all the time. It's a festival on the sea. Carnival just really excels at having a variety of things that are family friendly that you can do throughout the day. It's just, I was really impressed. The only thing I'd say is there were a couple of things that I wanted to do that I went and I showed up. I don't think I really put it in the vlog, but I showed up and nothing was going on there. And there are a couple of things that were kind of more self-organized, but they didn't tell you that. And that is potentially the downside of them doing so much, is making sure that they have a staff member who is able to man it. So anyway, overall though, I was very impressed with the activities, the array of things that they had to do. If I wanted to get into something, it was never lacking. Also, Ultimate Fun Zone, I think I'm calling it Fun Zone. They have the ropes course, they had the bolt coaster, they had a mini golf course, they had 3 slides, they had a kids splash zone, and then ping pong, and maybe foosball tables and reclining, relaxing areas all up on deck 18. They just really had that was like a little mini theme park on the sea. Definitely a recreational fun ship. Now, one thing I was not a fan of, and this was the first for me on cruises. I think I was my 5th or 6th cruise, 8th cruise total, 6th cruise since 2023 when I started cruising regularly. And our bathroom stank so bad. Now, for the whole cruise, if you cruise regularly, you know that if you're doing a 7-night cruise, six night or more cruise, because of all of the things, I guess, that are I don't know why it's like this. By the end of a longer cruise, it smells funky in the hallways, and our bathroom just was smelly the entire time. I hated that. But we complained about it, not me, but we told our room steward about it every single day. He cleaned out the drain with Clorox every single day. They had not engineer, but like mechanical fix-it person. I'm forgetting all the words that I know in my daily life just because I'm thinking about how does it apply to a cruise. Maintenance person come by. They did their best. And I think by day 4, it wasn't so bad. But y'all, that was the worst thing. And they worked really, really hard to fix it. It's one of those, like, the underbelly of cruising that we don't really talk about a bunch. And another thing that I'm gonna say is it's your take on it. I don't think it's a negative per se, but it's just something to know. Carnival Mardi Gras is a big ship, but there are even bigger cruise ships than Mardi Gras. It has about 6,000 passenger capacity. Okay, so its maximum capacity for guests alone is 6,631, and for cruise 1,745. So it's a big ship, and if it is full, you're gonna feel the crowds. So just be ready for that. The energy of Carnival Mardi Gras and all of the people, it's a lot. It can be a lot. So now let's talk about the food. This is one of the top, next to Celebrity Cruise Line food, that just tops them all. It tops them all. I think for me, Carnival and Disney are kind of neck and neck for food quality. In the main dining room, Disney is just above Carnival for overall food quality, but Carnival's main dining room, I think it does outstrip Disney's for me. All that to say, this is one of the top cruise line dinners I have had. Definitely breakfast is good. I've had a couple things on their breakfast menu. I love the corned beef hash with the eggs. The eggs are freshly cracked eggs with great cheese. Like, it's the way I would scramble it at home. I'm like, how do you Carnival's the only place where I can get the eggs the way I would make them at home in the main dining room. So stinking good. And with the corned beef hash and the multigrain toast, super good. Their waffles, but the pancakes are great, and the service is really good. The main dining room food is great. And the cool thing about doing just like seated set dinner time where you show up every night, their waiters or servers are so good at like remembering you. They remember your drink order. And I think that's efficiency as well. But it's nice. They call you by name and they know your drink order, and then you actually get a drink. It's sitting at your table. Celebrity, do better. Their buffet, it's like, it reminds me of like if I were to go, I'm from the South, so if I were to go to like a hometown buffet and get some food, that's what they have. It's pretty good. I'm not a big buffet food person anyway. I don't think Carnival has a lot of variety on their buffets. However, I think the reason why Carnival doesn't do a big buffet, this is it, is because they have the Shack chicken place, Guy's burger, then the Pig and Anchor for barbecue. And those foods are by and large very, very good. And on Mardi Gras, they have the upsell with like, you get a lobster roll, and like a little seafood shack, basically. Oh, and then you've got Emerald's Bistro. It is an upcharge, but not too much. Those are the included meal options, except for Emerald's Bistro. Just a little bit of an upcharge there, a little bit of upcharge for the seafood shack. That's what I'm calling it. Also, if you do anytime dining, you can try Shebang or Cucina del Capitano. For anytime dining, you can just choose one of those and go and eat at. And then if you want to eat at them additionally throughout the cruise, it's like an extra $5 or $8. I was not a fan of Shebang. I wouldn't eat there again unless I just was with a group that had to. Cucina del Capitano was really nice vibe and friendliness and everything. They were okay, but I think that the main dining room's food was definitely better than both of those restaurants. All right, so now let's talk about the ship itself. It, I think, is pretty easy to get around. With most ships, you have most of the decks are gonna be where people are living, sleeping, the cabins. But from deck 6 through 8, that's the main hub. You've got on deck 6, the main dining, 6 and 7 aft, the main dining room. Deck 6 has from aft to forward, Emerald, the main dining room, Emerald's Bistro, Fortune Teller Lounge, shopping. You can tell I've been on the ship a lot. You've got the atrium with the coffee shop and a candy store, and then kind of shopping on the other end, because also on the other side of deck 6, I cannot remember the difference between port side and aft. I keep forgetting port and starboard. So port side, starboard, Emerald's Bistro, Fortune Teller Lounge, all that. And then starboard, you've got the Brass Magnolia and then some of the shops. And they kind of meet at the main atrium plaza area where there is the coffee shop that is for the upcharge. And then deck 7 is where you're going to find the casino and a little bit of extra shopping. You're going to find shebang. And then deck 8 is where you're going to find the photo spot. You'll find a pizza parlor, Guy's Pig and Anchor, some of the Tides pools, and Cucina del Capitano, and another specialty restaurant. But I believe Rudy's Grill is also on deck 8. So deck 6 through 8, the hub of the ship, and then the pool deck. So cruise ships make it really easy to find things. And on the Lido deck area, with most cruise ships, not all, but on Mardi Gras, that's the one we're talking about, they've got the buffet. You can walk out from the buffet to the Lido deck to the main pool, and there's a hot tub there. And that's where you'll also find Blue Iguana and the seafood spot. If you go up to deck 17, you'll see Guy's Burger there. Oh, and Shaq's chicken stuff is on deck 16. Deck 17 is Guy's Pig and Anchor, Guy's Burger, and then, which is super, super popular, and it's so good. It's one of the best burgers you'll have in your life. And then the Serenity deck is also on deck 17, and deck 18 is the Fun Zone. What I'm calling it, the ultimate playground with the water slides and all that good stuff. So they try to keep all of the main hub areas close to each other, and they do a good job of it. So I think that Carnival Mardi Gras is very navigable, because even if you get lost on deck 6, 7, and 8, you're like on deck 8 and you're trying to find a candy store, you just walk around deck 8, not here, go down to deck 7, walk around, not here, go down to deck 6. Oh, there you are. Like, because things are centrally located for activities and such, it's pretty easy to find what you need. All right, so just as a quick overview before I give my final verdict on Carnival Mardi Gras, let's see. The pros, which for some could be a con, but for me a pro, was just the plethora of activities. They pull you in like you're a part of the family, and let's just have a good time. Oh my gosh, the themed dance nights, the 80s dance night, and then I missed the white night, but just so much good fun, and it was family friendly fun. They had the adults only stuff that was only for adults, and they would put that out there, but I am not like an adultish adult person. Some things are just like, if it's a little too crass, a little too out there, a little too pushing boundaries, it's not for me. But I could go and have a good time and dance and play and do the things that I love to do without feeling uncomfortable. And that was a big thing for me. So pros, like high energy, a lot of fun, just like really energetic, happy cruise, you know. I haven't talked about staff and service. But to put it out there, the staff and service were fine. I don't think it was anything like super above board that stuck out to me. So, but there was nothing bad that happened either. They were attentive, they were helpful. By and large, they were really fun and nice. The service was great, okay. And the food, fantastic. Just really enjoyed it. Really, really good, really, really good cruise food. The cons for me, the smelly bathroom. Also the loud music on the Lido deck. Sometimes like I just want to rest here, and it's a port day. Why does the music have to be this loud? Oh my gosh, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. Bed was comfortable, my room was well kept. Like, it was a good cruise. So who is it for? in summary, if you're looking for a relaxing, affordable cruise vacation where your kids can play and have a good time, you can play and have a good time, but if you want to rest and relax, you can. Carnival is good for that. Carnival gets a bad rap. I have had a fantastic time on Carnival Mardi Gras. It's what made me feel comfortable and welcome into cruising, and I will always have a special place for it in my heart. People who enjoy having a lot of things to do and you like the energy, you want a relaxed cruise experience, Carnival is definitely that. It's really, really good for groups and families because there's a little bit of something for everybody. My mom, dad, and I are 3 very different cruisers, and we all have had a fantastic time on Carnival Mardi Gras again and again and again. I'm not sure if Carnival Mardi Gras is good for introverted cruisers who are first-time travelers, because it can be hard to kind of like find the quiet spaces throughout the day. Well, unless on a port day you stay on the ship and then you go to Emeralds or Brass Magnolia or the Atrium or the, Serenity Deck, and you're just resting and relaxing, you can find places to chill. Not quite as well curated as on some other cruise ships, but that's not what Carnival is about. If you're looking for all of these nooks for resting, relaxing, and getting away, that's not quite Carnival because it's a much more casual cruise experience. So if you're looking for a more refined, quiet cruise, this is not for you either. I don't like stepping into new situations where I don't know what to do and going into that by myself. So I think of this kind of cruise, this large ship with that much activity, could be overwhelming to someone who's pretty new and they're going it just like by themselves or with someone else who's pretty green. But other than that, I think it's a very solid, good, affordable, well, at the time it was affordable. Carnival's prices have gone up. And as a solo cruiser, I would not personally at this point recommend Carnival Mardi Gras as a solo cruiser because of the price. I think you can get a really good cruise experience on a nice ship for a better price than what you can get on Carnival cruising solo. I can get a brand new cruise ship for $2,000 if I book it early enough, balcony cabin. But if you're traveling with family, hands down, such a great experience. I highly recommend it. So thumbs up. Carnival Mardi Gras is indeed Nico's Travel Co. approved. Yay! Good job, Mardi Gras. So if you've cruised Carnival Mardi Gras, please share your experiences in the comments. If you have any questions, as always, let me know. I am here to help make your travel experience as wonderful as it can be. And that is it for today's video and this Carnival Mardi Gras series. Ooh, oh my goodness, but don't you worry. I have another cruise coming up for you. A little bit of Disney content sprinkled in, and I'm bringing you guys along with me. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So thank you so much for coming along on these travel adventures and tuning in and joining and being a part of the Nico's Travel Co. community. This is just so much fun, and I'm so glad to be a part of your life in this little bit of way. So remember, my dear, a life well lived is a life well traveled. So travel well, and we'll catch up in the next video. Bye.